Hi everyone, let us go ahead with the next chapter, that is company final accounts, which is the first topic of corporate accounting. Here, as we all know that usually in case of corporate accounting, we are going to prepare the accounts for the big entities or for the larger entities. That's what here we are having a chapter known as company final accounts. Usually, let us go ahead with the introduction part of it. Each and every organization in the society, they have to prepare the final accounts. Unless and until if it is a initial startup of the business wherein it will come at the end of the day. The organization, either it might be a proprietorship, either it might be a partnership, either it might be a joint stock company, whatever might be the company, but they have to prepare the final accounts at the end of the day. Here we are going to have the company final accounts introduction part. In that, what has happened? Usually, while preparing the company final accounts, we are going to prefer the basic principles of accounting, as we all know that double entry system of accounting that we are going to follow. While preparing the company final accounts, they will be given us a trial balance, so that we need to prepare the new form of balance sheet as well as based on the requirement we have to solve. Here, usually, while solving the company final accounts, we are going to prefer the schedules for the companies. Here, there are earlier the Companies Act of 1956 was the main specified act which was available in order to prepare the final accounts in a manner and in a specified format. Here, what has happened? There are, while preparing a company final accounts, there are Schedule 6, Schedule 6 of Part 1 under Companies Act 1956, then later Part 6, Schedule 6 of Part 2. There are two parts are available, there are two schedules are available, first part 1 and second part 2. See, what happens here is the Schedule of 6 of the Companies Act 1956. Earlier the Companies Act was 1956. In respect of preparation of the company's final accounts, that was been replaced by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and there are been a proper schedules are available in order to prepare the company final accounts. There are two Companies Acts are available. First one is Companies Act 1956. Then later we are also having presently the Companies Act which has been effected from 1/4/2011. Right here, we should understand that the provisions of the Companies Act 1956, there are specified schedules are available which are applicable only for the company final accounts. Here, the whatever the schedules that we are going to apply, that will be only applicable for the company final accounts, but not for the what insurance company, not for the banking companies, not for the electricity companies, nor kind of the different companies. Only which regards to the that must be comes under the specified act of 1956. Then only we are going to follow the company final accounts. While preparation, next here is, while preparation of the company final accounts, there are the fundamental of financial statements are two. There are two types are available. First one is statement of assets and liabilities. We especially know it as balance sheet. First one is the statement of assets and liability, then later is the statement of profit and loss, bracket we usually call it as P and L account. There are two statements fundamentally we are going to prepare. First one is statement of assets and liability, then later the statement of profit and loss. Here again the question marks appears is, what do you mean by the balance sheet? As we all know that the balance sheet consisting of the two position of the financial statement part. The first one is asset part and another one is the liability part. Always while showing in the balance sheet, we are going to show the true and fair view of the statement of affairs of the company. And moreover, in case of the company's account, we are going to show the accounts according to the schedule wise. Therefore, we should thoroughly understand before going to start with the problem of the company final accounts. We should thoroughly understand the schedules of it. Here on the right hand side, we are having the schedule 6. Here the part 1 is available. There are schedule 6 part 1 is there, that is balance sheet. Then later schedule 6 of part 2 is available, that is P&L account. Here in this session only we shall go ahead with seeing of the part of balance sheet. Usually this question will be given in the section C for 15 marks problem. There will be one fixed question will be available. In that they will be giving us the question, then later they will be giving us the trial balance, they will be giving us the adjustment parts, so that we need to prepare the balance sheet. Let us go ahead with the format what is involved in that format of balance sheet. As usual, we know that we are going to prepare the Companies Act of 1956 in the vertical form, as we all know that. Therefore, here particulars, note number, amounts, then total. In that the first one is equity and liability. This is the first main head of the liability part of the balance sheet. In that subcategorized into shareholders fund. This is a very most important aspect. In that we are going to cover subhead share capital. For that here working note is available. See, in case of balance sheet only the notes which are being given. Here whatever the amount it is available, we are going to show the explanation part of that in working notes in the next. Next, here we are having the reserves and surplus, note 2, money received against the share warrants, number 3. Then 1, 2, 3, when we make the total of this, we are going to take the total of to the outer column. The next head we are having the share application money pending allotment, note number 4, inner column, therefore outer column. The next we are going to have the non-current liabilities. In non-current liabilities, what happens? In case of non-current liabilities, there are numerous non-current liabilities are available. The first one is long-term borrowings. For that, note number 5, again inner column. Deferred tax liabilities, net, not the gross but net, 6th one. Then later other long-term liabilities, 6th one, 7th one. Then later long-term provisions, 8th one. When we make the total of 5, 6, 8 note, we will be having the total to the outer column. Then later we are going to have the other current liabilities. In other current liabilities, what are involved? Short-term borrowings, note number 9, trade payable, that is sundry debtor, creditor, note number 10. Other current liability, note number 11, that is available. Then short-term provision, note number 12, inner column. When we make the total of all the current liabilities, we will be taking it to the outer column. Therefore, all the heads which are been available to the outer column, that will be made total and taken to the outer column. Later, once after going to complete with the liability part of the balance sheet, then later we are going to have the what? The asset part. Here the first asset part is non-current assets. Non-current assets or fixed assets are one another same. In that, first one is fixed assets. In that fixed asset, first one is tangible asset, note number 13. Intangible assets, note number 14. Work in progress, note number 15. Intangible assets under development, it is under the process of development, note number 16. Non-current investment, it is investment, fixed investment, note number 17. Deferred tax asset, here we are having the deferred tax liability, here we are having the deferred tax asset, that too of net only. Then long-term loans and advances, note number 19. Then other non-current assets are available. Here some of the next head, that is current assets. Here the current assets are available. The current assets, in that current assets, first one is current investment, note number 21. Here under the current assets we are having the next is inventory, for that 22, working note number. Trade receivable, note number 23. Cash and cash equivalent, note number 24. Short-term loans and advances, note number 25. And other current assets, note number 26. When we make the total of all the current assets, we are going to take it to the outer column known as the total current assets. Therefore, when we make the outer column, whatever the heads are available, that we are going to make the total. Therefore, here the balance of the total equity and liabilities gets matched with the total assets. This is only an introductory part 1. Here so far we have gone through with the company final accounts. In that we have gone through the introduction part. Here we are going to prepare the accounts for only companies. Here there are two Schedule 6 of part 1 is available. Part 1 is with regards to balance sheet, then part 2 is with regards to P&L. So far we have gone through with the balance sheet format, so that in the next class we shall go ahead with the seeing of the part 2, that is P&L. Thank you.